I've been given the opportunity to speak first, but I don't want the report for me to be more pronounced in the report. Let the report be evenly distributed among comrades. So basically, the reason why we are here today, very, very simple, is as regards to the comment of the Minister of FCT, Wike, over the remarks he made. We are still making noise. So. The remarks he made about the Ijaw nation. Very unpleasant remarks about the Ijaw nation, saying that Ijaw are minority, and saying that, in fact, he doubled down when he went for a Thanksgiving in Rivers by saying that Ijaw only gets involved in criminality, and oil bunkering and some other stuffs. It is very shameful indeed to have had these remarks. For him to have referred to the Ijaw nation as a minority is truly, truly, truly sad. Because one will begin to wonder, when did Wike become an intellectual to start talking about issues of history, or issues around ethnic nationality? Who appointed him as a historian? He does not have the credential, the capacity, or even the quality of intellect to comment on such subject matters. If it was about identifying 21 years or 28 years or different types of whiskey, then he will be most qualified. But in terms of his historical issues around ethnic nationality, he does not have the credentials to do so. The Ijaw nation is the fourth largest ethnic group in Nigeria. Fourth largest ethnic group in Nigeria. For anyone to say anything to the contrary means it's either the person is deluded, the person is ignorant, or intentionally mischievous. It's important to note that even in Rivers State, where the Honorable Minister comes from, the Ijaw nation occupies about 12 local governments in the state. 12 local governments in the state. And the Ijaw nation is represented in almost every state in the Niger Delta. In Rivers State, for instance, the Abua local government, partly occupied by Ijaw people. Then Ahoda West, partly occupied by Ijaw nation. Then the Akukotoro as well. Andoni, Asari Toru, Boni, Degema, Okrika. Then Ogubolo, then Opobo, and Onkoro. Then Port Harcourt is partly occupied by the Ijaw nation. In fact, it is noteworthy to say that the Ijaw nation is not only restricted to Bayelsa, to Rivers State alone. The entire 8 local governments in Bayelsa State is occupied by the Ijaw nation. In Akwa Ibom, we have about 7 local governments that is occupied by the Ijaw nation. We have the Eastern Obolo, Ibeno, Umbo, Oron, Ofong, Uruka, then Okoba, and Udong Oku. In Delta State, we have about 6 local governments occupied by the Ijaw nation. We have Bomadi, we have Burutu, we have Pantani, we have Warri North, we have Warri South, we have Warri Southwest, all occupied by the Ijaw nation. In Edo, the Ijaw nation partly occupies 2 local governments, just like in Ondo. In that Edo, 3 local governments in Edo. In Ondo, 2 local governments. In Ondo, we have Esaudo and we have Odigbo local governments occupied by the Ijaw nation. While in Edo, we have Ikpobaoka, Ovie Northeast, Ovie Southwest, all occupied by the Ijaw nation. So for any whiskey-taking person to infer that the Ijaw nation, the almighty Ijaw nation, is a minority is truly laughable. If not for the Ijaw nation, even the so-called 13% derivation that the Niger Delta is enjoying today will have been a mirage. Are we talking about the sacrifices of Isaac Daka Boro? Are we talking about the sacrifices of Ken Saruwiwa, people who laid their lives? Are we talking about environmental activists who fought against Shell, Mobil, and all the oil pollution of oil and gas in the Niger Delta that have laid down their lives? Even the Rivers State that we're talking about, is it not the Ijaw nation that created the struggle? The creation of Bayelsa State and other states in the sub-region. Is it not the struggle of Ijaw people that made this happen? For anybody to think that because today there are something in Nigeria that they can look down on the Ijaw nation because you are having a dispute with a governor and you begin to talk that, it's like when you are fighting a political foe, you start talking against Yoruba people or you start talking against Fulani people. or you talk against Hausa people. As of today in Nigeria, and you can fact check the things we are saying. The Ijaw nation is the fourth largest ethnic nationality after Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. So how can anybody say they are minority? The FCT minister, Wike, his people, they are minority in Rivers, but they are governor. His people only occupy 4 local governments in Rivers State. The Ijaw people occupy 12 local governments in Rivers State. And you turn around and say that Ijaw people are minority. And yes, he actually said minority of the minority. You can imagine, how can people who occupy 12 major local governments in Rivers State be minority? People who occupy so many local governments in Delta, people who occupy 8 local governments in Bayelsa, people who occupy 3 local governments in Edo, people who occupy 2 local governments in Ondo, how can they be minority, for God's sake? How can you try to insult and communalize the struggle of Paklak and other notable Ijaw sons? Even the militants that he was talking down on, the militants, have they not done more for Niger Delta? Okay, what has Wike done for Niger Delta? What has he done for Rivers? What has he done? Aside cornering, somebody was cornering almost 13 to 16 billion IGR monthly. While you were governor, you were under declaring IGR. Somebody came and started declaring almost 16 billion IGR more. The person did not build more infrastructure. The person did not do anything. All the person did was to be transparent. That's the only contribution to nation building. And all these demolitions he's doing in Abuja. The man, he just renovated International Conference Center for 39 billion. 39 billion, it's not 3 billion. It's not 390 million. 39 billion. That ICC that we all know. Are you building a new building? Even if you are building a new building, shouldn't be more than 3 billion. 39 billion. If they try this kind of thing in China, it will have been shot. Be a firing squad. Nobody is holding them accountable. We are not interested in all this one they are doing. But because of complacency, you now face the Ijaw nation. You can do your fight with Governor Fubara without ridiculing the Ijaw people. Just like if anybody wants to do their fight with a Yoruba man or a Hausa man or a Fulani man, you don't need to bring the issue of their ethnic nationality into the struggle. So that is just basically why we are gathered, and I will now allow our senior comrade Maxwell Okpara to take over.
To start by, first of all, commending the members of the Ijaw nation for how far they have been able to comport themselves. Because Ijaw nation, as rightly pointed out, is a strategic nation in this country. And you see, when you begin to use a derogatory remark against them, it can lead to something else. And I can't see the reason why Mr. President should be keeping quiet, because if anything happened to a section of this country, especially the Niger Delta, Nigeria will feel it. So we are calling Mr. President to come in, because I expected that by now the FCT minister, former governor of Rivers State, Barrister Wike, would have issued a press statement and apologized. Because we are talking about people who are much more than who are too big to be a grandfather. We are talking about people that have read, people that have seen it all. You can't look at their face and you call them names. How dare you? Because of political fight with somebody feel that is from that axis. You don't do that. So, and why everybody is keeping quiet is not the best for us. Because why some people are keeping quiet is either you are benefiting from him, or you don't want to be killed, or whatever thing. And on our own, we feel that this is high time we come out to talk. Because if some other persons, we have been seeing how demonstration has been going on since Friday, Saturday, even as at yesterday, that demonstration can lead to another thing else. Because they are scattered all over the world. You have Ijaw nation in America. When I was there in Paris, I saw them. You have them in Asia, you have them, they can mobilize and say enough is enough. Mr. President, please, we are calling on you to come in. First of all, ask him to apologize. You cannot tell an old man that an old man is wrong, while a young man is right. You cannot say it. So the point we are making is that we are looking at what that may generate, because you have seen them, they have been making comments either as a group, either as a person, and if the president failed to address the issue now, it may lead to something else. And also that comment also amounts to gross violation of rights, because the constitution said that you don't discriminate against anybody, and if your right has been or is likely to be violated, you can seek redress in court. So, and Nyesom Wike being a governor, when you are addressing the press, you choose your words. You are not only a governor, you are a lawyer. You are not only a lawyer, you are a member of body of benchers. You are not only a member of body of benchers. Your wife is occupying the office as a court of appeal judge. So, the combined effect of all this, you are expected to conduct yourself when addressing the press. There is a difference between when a member of National Union of Road Transport Workers, who never sees a secondary 4 walls of the secondary school, is talking, and when somebody who has been a minister for education, you have been a governor for 8 years, you are now a minister for AFCT, where the diplomats are living. So we are saying that if you are going to do your politics, you can do your politics without necessarily attacking the nation. You can do your politics, you can even make your points without necessarily insulting people. So, and once again, I want to apologize the people of Ijaw Nation not to take laws into their hands. Yes, you may feel aggrieved. Follow it in the right direction and make sure that the directing is the ultimate purpose is being achieved. And I must say this thing, I still bring my speech down to the table of Mr. President. I have had a series of presidents in this country. There are some issues. Personally, some people like us, we voted against you. We campaign against you. We work against you. If that opportunity surfaces again, we will still vote against you. We will still work against you.
Correct.
And listen, if you are doing well, we'll clap for you. You have been taking some decisions. When the issue of local government came up here, all of us clap for you.
Correct.
I address the press. I say, you have my support on this one. Now, the governor has frustrated the same local government implementation. So are you now telling us that you can only back, you cannot buy it? There are some things that you are doing. Of course, whether we like it or not, just like I addressed in Media House yesterday when they are talking about press briefing. I said that press briefing is another scam. You people should stop listening to them. There are some things you don't need to tell us that you are working. If you go to FCT here, you see that Wike is working. I'm talking about Wike I'm speaking against now. If you come to FCT here, you see that Wike is working. Almost every part of FCT, construction is going on. Whether you call it corruption or whatever thing that you are talking is between you and whatever thing, but I'm seeing construction going on. I'm seeing road network. We had the previous what's the name? The man that whose cap is longer than his achievement. Mohammed Bello.
Under
Buhari. He just came and wasted our 8 years. But the few months Wike is in FCT, he is working and we are seeing it. Wike don't even need any press briefing to tell us that something is happening in FCT. So, but Mr. Nyesom Wike, most of the times you watch your speech. You cannot win every fight. On a very serious note, there are the way this thing is going. If you have a good case and challenge it from a very wrong angle, you will lose it. If you watch what is happening, you are losing your supporters day in, day out. The only people that are calling your supporters, those that are getting something directly from their pocket. So I call once again Mr. President to come in, hear the what's their name, Pande for the people of Ijaw. Listen to them, call their elders, talk to them, have a meeting with them, and look for a way to resolve this matter politically, just like as we are calling you to come and resolve the issue of IPOB politically and releasing and the cal. So these are the issues that you need to address for you to gain the support of people like us. But the way things are going, it's like we are being vindicated by voting against you. But if you begin to address all these issues, I think we'll give you support. I could remember when Governor Ngige, rigged the election from P2B. So everybody say killing Ngige. Ngige left everything and be working in Anambra State. Within a few months, people were asking P2B, just allow Ngige to continue. He's doing well. That is how it's supposed to be. I thought that by now you would have convinced some people like us the reason why we should regret our action of voting against you. I was in APC and I was campaigning against you. So you should do something and make sure that there is peace in this country. Let there be peace in the southeast. Let there be peace in the south. Let there be peace in all part of the country. So that in 2027 we may reconsider our position.
Me, I know they reconsider.
Thank you very much.
Of Mr. Nyesom Wike against the Ijaw nation is a violation of the Constitution of Nigeria. Section 41 clearly provides for what we call the anti-discriminatory clause. That assault on the Ijaw nation clearly violates that particular provision. It also violates the rights of the Ijaw nationals under the United Nations Charter. It also violates the African Charter of Man and People's Rights, the right of the minorities to their home, and the right of the people against mental and other forms of torture under the Anti-Torture Act of 2015. A clear assault by a person of Mr. Wike's standing, and this is quite very interesting, or quite very unfortunate, because Nyesom Wike, as we know, is a very senior member of the bar. He's a life bencher, a two-time governor of Rivers State, and a former minister of education in Nigeria, and now the minister of the FCT. One will expect so much from a man that has occupied so much position. More so that the wife is a Court of Appeal judge and the daughter is a judge of the FCT High Court in Abuja. But when you see men of such standing goes against the oath of office they've taken or swore to at several times, go against the level of standing you expect them in the society, then there's quite a problem. I think no matter the disagreements that Mr. Wike might have against the governor, it is out of place for Mr. Wike to now go for the very tribe that has given him so much as a minister and as a former governor. Don't forget that the Ikwere nationality from which Mr. Ikwere belongs, which Mr. Wike belongs to, is what you refer to as a stranger in the River State of Nigeria. The original inhabitant, because the Ikwere nation is a sub-Igbo nation. Looking at it from the historical perspective, the original owners of the Niger Delta of Nigeria today, including River State, Port Harcourt, are the Ijaw and the other ethnic nationalities. The Ikwere, which is a sub-national or sub-ethnic group of the Igbo, were people who migrated down to River State, looking at the historical sites. So this same tribe has sacrificed so much by giving people from your particular place, a particular tribe, so much space to occupy position of government for such a long time. And how do you intend to pay them back? The only time they had the opportunity of producing one of their own as a governor. I'm not a politician. I don't care about what you guys are about the politics in your state. But we're defending the rights of these Ijaw nationals to their own ancestral home, which you have come in to now see yourself as the landlord and they as the minority of the minorities who do not have a say in their states. I also think that upon the failure of Mr. Wike to apologize to these people, and we are demanding immediately, we are giving Mr. Wike 3 days to apologize. Otherwise, I think the Ijaw nation should do a petition against Mr. Wike to the United Nations. This is a clear threat against a people in their own land, in their own ancestral home, and such matters must not be swept under the carpets. The matters must be looked into by the United Nations because there is a threat against a particular ethnic nationality by persons who believe they are the owners of the states, a threat to annihilate them and to drive them from their ancestral home. And such matters should not be condoned. So Mr. Wike has, as a matter of urgency, has to apologize to the Ijaw nation, has to apologize to the good people of the Ijaw nation, and to promise going further that there will be no such repeat of such a verbal attack or any other form of attack against the people who owns or who has given him so much by ensuring that he became a minister and a governor in their own state. I think that will be the tip of my contribution.
Thank you.
Perspective that Wike is an employee of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and whatsoever your staff does, you must not shy away from taking total responsibility of the action. Therefore, I am putting it straight to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he is the one who has sent Wike to make such statements. And for him, the president, to deny this fact is to give Wike an ultimatum to apologize to the Ijaw nation. Failure of Wike apologizing to the Ijaw nation is an acceptance that Tinubu, our president, does not care on how any nationality or any ethnic group is being treated. For me, I'm a believer that an injury to one is an injury to all. If the Ijaw nation is being considered today by Wike as people who are minority in minority, because that was his word, I believe tomorrow my own ethnic, my own nationality can also be quoted as being a minority. And I am putting it straight to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to call Wike to order to apologize. Failure of Wike apologizing to the Ijaw nation is an acceptance that Tinubu does not care on what his staff does to mar his reputation and to jeopardize the integrity of every Nigeria. Thank you.
So, in closing, Wike does not have any friend, though. His friend is his stomach. His friend is his stomach and his interest. Wike betrayed the first man that brought him to politics. First man that brought him to politics. Wike betrayed Odili. Odili, remember he said that if he ever make Odili cry, any day he make Odili cry, may not be well with him, may not be Wike is still eating food and acting normal. Wike betrayed Rotimi Amechi. Is it Tinubu, ordinary Tinubu that Wike just met on the street the day before yesterday, that he will not betray? So there's nothing that he's doing now. All this whoa that he's shouting, he's still going to betray you. And any man that when you discuss with him, have one-on-one discussion with him, and he comes forward later to come and say it and be mocking people. You know, he was saying it in that interview, mocking people that he has had personal conversation with. He's also going to do it to those people who are his friends, the judges, the Tinubu and others. Who there was a judge, the chief judge of Rivers State. You saw what Wike did to him. Wike, there's an old video of Wike praising the man, saying he has never seen somebody with integrity like that man. A few days ago, in that interview, he said that the man is the most useless man in this world, that he has never seen somebody more useless than the man. That the man is very corrupt. All because he has changed his position about that man. All of a sudden, because there's something he wants the man to do now that maybe the man is not agreeing to do. So that's yes and Wike for you. God forbid, 3 times. If peradventure anything were to if there was even any suspicion of anything happened to President Tinubu, God forbid 3 times again, Wike will be the first person to switch allegiance to Kashim Shettima. In fact, he will do anything in this war, including licking Kashim Shettima's leg, just for power. Wike will do anything. And he's the most ambitious person you can ever see in this life. He's always plotting. He's never satisfied. This minister that you see him holding, he sees it as if it's houseboy job. Wike will always be plotting to be president. It's my former friend. I know him very well. Even him, he can confirm these things I'm saying. He's a plotter. And he will do anything for power. Anything for power. And if the man that made Wike, yes and Wike today, when he was doing boy all over them, it's Patience Jonathan and Goodluck Jonathan that made Wike to be who he is today. Nationally. Without them, Wike would never have been president. But it is that same Ijaw man and the Ijaw woman that made him to be president that Wike is telling us to be governor. That Wike is telling us that what is Ijaw? Which Ijaw? Minority of the same Ijaw that Wike was carrying umbrella for. Wike was carrying umbrella for Jonathan, running up and down the villa, licking Mama P's leg, crawling on the floor. Today, Wike is behaving like somebody that fell from the sky. And he said this recently. He said, nobody helped him. He became governor by himself. How can you make yourself? Wike said he is a self-made man. He has forgotten President Jonathan. He has forgotten Patience Jonathan. He has forgotten Omechi. He has forgotten Amechi. He has forgotten his first boss that made him local government chairman. He will also forget Tinubu. Tinubu is just a pawn in Wike's game. So the people of Niger Delta, who have sacrificed so much for that region, who made sure that they brought the multinationals to their knees, they should be consoled that people like Wike will always come and go, but the region will remain. The militants who fought against issues of pollution and all these things, because those are the issues. Isaac Dakaboro said, we cannot be living like animals when these resources is in our backyard. Ken Saro-Wiwa said, no, this cannot be happening. There is not even water to drink. What has Wike ever fought for in his life? In that Niger Delta, what has he ever fought for in his life? What has he ever fought for? The people that he's insulting today, they are the ones that fought for everything. For all the 6 states in the Niger Delta. Wike did nothing for the emancipation of the region. He did nothing. No matter how much I don't like Asari Dokubo, me I prefer Tompolo. No matter how much I don't like Asari Dokubo has done more for Niger Delta than Yes and Wike. Has done more for Niger Delta than Yes and Wike is just a political parasite, a eternal parasite. Anywhere there's food is ready now. You know, he said APC is cancer, PDP is malaria. That why will he leave PDP to join APC? Is that not what he said? Today he's in APC. Tomorrow, the things he's saying today, his friend, because all these political contractors that move based on wave, today El-Rufai has gone to SDP. If El-Rufai had been made minister, will he be insulting Tinubu? He will also be acting movie like Wike all over the place, praising Tinubu. So the president should choose between the Ijaw nation and Yes and Wike, which is more electoral, has more electoral value. And this is why I agree with the position of comrades that the president should choose. If Wike has more electoral value than the Ijaw nation, then he should go with Wike. But if the Ijaw nation have more electoral value and have more value for the nation, then the president should compel him to make a public apology to the people of the region. Because it is the people of the region that have brought the 13% derivation. It is the people of the region that brought NDDC. Almost anything you see in that region, in that Niger Delta, it is Ijaw nation that brought it. It's not Ikwere. Ikwere is only 4 local governments in the River State. They are the people that are minority of the minority, not Ijaw.
How a statement of this caliber should say is that this is what I said. But if you people misunderstood me or I was taken out of context, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm talking about how it's supposed to present it, not to say that this is not what I said. You're not talking to children, you're talking to a nation. You're talking to a nation.
And the things he said is on camera. There was no mistake there. The things he said it with his chest.
He's using ego instead of apologizing. He said he was misquoted.
That denial is unfortunate. What he said was vividly captured on camera. We have videos of it. It went very viral. So for him to now come and deny the exact thing that's on video that the whole world has seen and is now condemning, his only response to same is to come out and deny. I think it is the lowest step expected of a man of his standing. What he should do, which we expect every man of honor to do in this instance, is to come forth and said, probably I was acting under the influence of alcohol. I am sorry, please forgive me. Going forward, I won't do it again. But to come forth and categorically deny that which the whole world has seen and the entire world is condemning is most unfortunate. What he owes us at this stage is not a denial of what he has said on tape. What he owes the Ijaw nation is a categorical apology for his errors he has made. To err is human, to forgive is divine. He's not above mistake. All of us are not above mistakes. But the moment you make a mistake as a man, own up to it. And with your full chest, apologize so we can move forward.
The process of impeachment has its own process. If they complete the process and they have their way, let them impeach. But if they cannot have their process, we don't want to comment more than that. Yes. Which other question on Ijaw nation?
Yes. The threat they are making.
Yes.
What is your own reaction?
That is the essence of this.
It's like it's only Wike, but the Ijaw nation too is threatening the entire economy of Nigeria. What do you have to say about that? Is that good?
I think
that's
the essence of.
Basically, you have seen the relative peace the relative peace in the Niger Delta since the amnesty program. There has been relative peace. So if somebody is trying to jeopardize the peace in the region by making inflammatory remarks, which is what Wike has done, there has been peace in the region. You have seen the position of agitators all over the region. That since they laid down their arms, they have been peaceful. They have been the one even protecting national assets. Even when there are environmental related issues, they come on board and try to help the government. But if Wike, in the process of doing his political fight in Rivers, feels that the Ijaw nation are the people that he wants to target in order to win his political fight with his former godson, then any reaction from the Ijaw people will be commiserate to the action that he was the one who started it. Nobody forced him, nobody compelled him, nobody asked him to drink anything. You understand? So if he started a fight on his own and the people are not responding, it is within their right. You cannot expect to threaten a people like the Ijaw nation who have fought for almost any development you see in the Niger Delta. They are the ones responsible. Almost any development that you see in the Niger Delta, they are the ones. Even the corporate social responsibility of the IOCs, it is their struggle that has made the IOCs to be alive to their responsibility. So that's very simple.